People say it's the most haunted hotel in America. But that's not what interests me. What interests me is how many people have fallen. This building has a longer memory than most people realize. Once a year they do this. The doors are locked. The lights go off. And the building is left with whomever remains.
People assume that Norman Baker brought the darkness into the building, but he didn't. There were reports of something off going back to the earliest days, to the school, to the construction years. It was when he walked into the building, he just added to it. It was already there.
It was possibly in 2019 during one of the Crescent's ESP weekends. A friend of ours got pushed down those stairs.
These stairs right here.
Stairs right here.
Well, the staircase is one of the steepest in the building. It's steep and it's tight and it turns. And if you fall down that staircase, you go down hard.
They were up in the bedroom. They'd gotten a couple, if I'm not mistaken, they'd gotten a couple of nasty EVPs. I don't remember what they were. But she came down the stairs, felt hands on her shoulder, and pushed her down the stairs. She ended up at the landing.
Unbelievable.
So she didn't get hurt too bad. It was a little sore, but it did happen.
I've worked in this building for over a decade. I know these halls. But tonight, something feels different.
Door flung the light on and flipped it open right when I heard a thump. She was on the floor, out, completely out. We had to pause tours. We had to have people come down and make sure she was okay and all that.
Accident after accident after accident, or something else.
We've seen a number of people on the tours end up on the floor. They just collapse or they fall over. Some lose consciousness, some are just out of it. They're like, they can't talk, they can't get up, they can't do anything. We have to call someone to help them. And I think it's a ghost from the Baker Hospital days. It's outside the entrance to the pain asylum. And what I encountered, it took me a while to figure out what happened. Coming through that door on that side of the wall, and she's holding on to it because she can't stand up very well. And I think she's either trying to escape the asylum or come out and find help. You know, we don't really know what happened to those people. Some people say they were neglected back there till they died. Some believe they might have been abused back there.
Even myself, I fell in this building. More on that later. This is a very special place to me because this corner right here is where Julie and we celebrated our 1-year anniversary. And in this corner. Now I've got some lights here, but otherwise it's very, very dark here. In fact, my camera is overcompensating low light. It's very, very dark. I have to tell you, we were sitting here having breakfast and I just fell in love with this room. And I thought to myself, it would be so amazing to do a show in this space. And over a decade later, Julie and I did our first seance on Halloween night in this building. I believe the year was 2012. It's the same year that I hung off the roof of the building, and we'll go up there as well. And what am I doing here tonight? We're hunting for ghosts. So I've got an SLS camera set up here. So what I'm gonna do right there, you see that sensor? Okay, now watch this. If I walk in front of, I'm turning and now I'm walking in front of the sensor, and pretty soon, yeah, look at that. And it can see in the dark. It's like night vision, but it's also any kind of an object, it'll map with the stick figure functionality. And Maddie, she walked up and I tested it on her and you could see her mapped out, but then crouching down on the floor, we saw something that looked like a dog, but there was nothing there. There's 2 cats here and they're adorable. And they weren't here, but yet it was like something was on the floor. And I wonder if it's gonna come back. And if it does, I hope I catch it. And then I've got this, pride and joy. They're old school temperature gauges. And that way, if there's a drop in the temperature, and that happens at the same time that we're getting activity on this thing, it's another layer of proof
We will continue to check in on that gear throughout the evening, but let's get back to the history. Because before the hauntings, before the hospital and Norman Baker, before the Crescent had even finished being built, somebody had already fallen.